we move on to Paul Moulton from Isle of Man Television. Good afternoon, Paul. Fast am I?
Good afternoon, Chief Minister. I'm glad to hear you in good form last night with the singing. I was next to you. You've got a great voice there, by the way, just aside. Anyway, the question, more for David Ashford, I think. Obviously, we had our chat this week and I did put it to you, it was the airport, so I'm glad I was right for that part of it. But can you give us a bit more meat on the bones? I mean, is it almost like a drive-through sort of situation? And it's not actually in the terminal, I understand. And will people have to wait 15 minutes afterwards and follow the UK practice, which is there at the minute, to make sure that there's no after effects?
Yeah, there will be the 15 minutes where people will have to wait to ensure about after effects. That's something that is now laid down within the protocol of the delivery of the vaccine. It's not a drive-through, Paul. It's not literally wind your window down and you're going to get a jab. People will actually go into booths. We've got to keep a clinical area around it, so people will be able to go on. I know we spoke in our interview, but I couldn't confirm at that point because there was still the logistics to work out about transport. We are talking to DOI in relation, obviously not everyone drives. I don't drive, for instance. We are looking at potential transport routes to allow people to very quickly get in and out and be able to go back to where they need to.
And it won't conflict with the airport such. I hear it's going to be in a hangar. You want to confirm that one?
Yeah, it's separate from the main. It's separate from the main body of the building. We're hoping that in terms of cubicles, we can have 12 cubicles built in, so we'll be able to vaccinate 12 at a time.
Okay. Same question involving these vulnerable people. I'm talking about people who are going across a treatment all the time. And these are I'm not talking about all the patients now. I'm talking about the ones that are going back and forth all the time. Plus people in sheltered accommodation, the vulnerable there. Are they being pushed up the list? Do we have our own sort of way of dealing with this, or we just follow the protocol of the UK?
So we'll be following the protocol that we've announced in relation to age. If I can take the patient transfer one, first of all, we have to remember that some of the patients we're sending over fall into the categories where the consultants, due to the treatments they're currently receiving, wouldn't actually recommend they have the vaccine. So we have to factor that in as well. And those that are in the most vulnerable category that we potentially send over, if they are that vulnerable and the situation can be delivered on Ireland, we wouldn't be sending them anyway for their procedure. But we also have to remember, and this goes back to something I said a few weeks ago, that where patient transfers are travelling into what is probably one of the safest areas in the UK. They're travelling into a clinical environment. I know the UK media on occasions has made much of outbreaks in hospitals and so on, but if you actually look at the statistics, we've sent over 1,000, over 2,000 patients since the pandemic started, and we've had 8 cases of patient transfers contracting COVID-19 while they're in the UK.
And these sheltered people in sheltered accommodation, I'm getting some about that. I don't know.
Sheltered accommodation obviously is very different to nursing homes, so to care homes. Care homes are in the first phase. Those within sheltered will come within their age bands, unless they have one of the classed as the vulnerable underlying health conditions, in which case they'll fall into that bracket.
Please like and subscribe to the Isle of Man TV channel. Thank you.